Yes, welcome back to Fresno, excuse me, Fresno Hip Hop Scene. My next guest is Alice and Jennifer from the Lotus House. And what they do is women who's getting out of prison, they setting up housing for these women and stuff like that. So I'm going to let you guys tell what you do. Miss Johnson, Jennifer, excuse me. Some call her Jennifer.
Well, Lotus House is going to be a reentry home for women coming out of incarceration. And it gives them a place to stay and a program, and there'll be programs for them to do in whatever area they need. Alice knows more about that setup part of it right now than I do. But the biggest thing I want to say is just the need for it and the reason to support it, and to make people aware of the fact that I've been working in prison ministry inside the prison in Chowchilla, both Valley State Prison for Women, which has now been turned into a men's prison, but also at Central California Prison for Women, both prisons right across the street from each other in Chowchilla. And one of the things I've learned, and it just breaks my heart, is that the people don't understand and they don't figure out, first of all, women going into prison, the statistics for them are 87% of those women have been so severely abused, sexually, physically, emotionally, mentally, all of that from the time they were children, that they ended up in situations where they ended up in prison. That's not an excuse for what they did. However, it does set somebody up for a negative type of environment. And then you get into prison and you're doing a long time in prison, and the environment in there is very different from out in what they call the free world. You know, go, please.
Like I say, excuse me, I did prison time myself, so I can relate to what you're talking about. It's a whole different world. Like I say, the first time I went to prison, I was 19 years old in a whole different state, in the state of Nevada. It was way different. And then 3 years later, I was indicted by the federal government, and I was given 120 months, 10 years. And federal prison is different than state prison.
Yes, it is.
It's very different. When I was in federal prison, it was cool, as they say, but now it's a lot of politics. I know when you go inside the Chowchilla walls, you see the politics and stuff like that. And when them ladies come out here, they don't have to deal with that. So what you guys are doing is beautiful.
Well, and like I said, it's difficult because they're used to a certain environment inside. Then all of a sudden they say, okay, you get to go home. Well, you've had to function in that environment. And remember something, how many decisions do you make a day?
None.
With regard to your life in prison?
None.
None. Zero.
None.
But on the outside, how many decisions do we make every day? Thousands. And that's been taken away from them. Then all of a sudden they're brought out into society again, and all of a sudden they have to make all these decisions for themselves and choices, and they don't even know where to start. The smallest thing, like one of my girls from Chowchilla, after 25 years, got out and was here in a program in Fresno a few years ago, and one of the biggest things for her was the noise.
Yes.
Because out in Chowchilla, it's very quiet. It's out in the middle of nowhere.
It's quiet.
And where she was, there's the freeways right by there, and the noise from sirens or ambulances or just the traffic, trains, all of that. And I was stunned. I would have never in a million years thought that. But
it's just a luxury. It's just a luxury. Like I say, in prison you can't get up and go to your refrigerator.
No.
At a certain time, you have to be at your bunk area. I would like to ask you a question. What inspired you to, get into this business?
Well, my daughter was in prison, and my attitude is I want to give back because she was 34 years a drug addict, which led to her criminal background, and she brought me into it. And
you were her mom?
Yes, I was her mom and still am. But she is a very wonderful, productive member of society today. And our church backs this type of program, very Mountain View Community Church. And they have a lot of programs. RD on Friday night, and they help Jennifer, and I've just met so many wonderful people
Yes.
that are involved in this, and then Jennifer got me involved with Lotus House.
Yes.
And that is a wonderful program because, as we talked before, when you walk out of prison, you're handed $200 and taken to the bus station.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you go from there?
Yes.
And a lot of these people over the years have lost family support.
Mm-hmm. That's the
They
first
have-
thing you lose in prison.
Especially women.
Yes,
Oh, yes.
Women
yes,
lose their
yes.
family support faster than men.
So
every
where
time.
do they go?
Mhm.
Hopefully that Lotus House will be a sanctuary for them, and they can learn step by step how to get along in the outside world. It's not survival of the fittest, the same as they experience in prison.
Yes. When you was here earlier on the Mike Scott show, and you say you guys are 501c, so you're a nonprofit organization.
Yes.
And I had spoke to the young lady you have, and I volunteered my time and my service. However I can help the Lotus House, I'm here to help. You know, because like I said, I come from prison. I understand when you in prison and when you get out of prison, it's a big change.
Yes.
So however I can help, I will help Lotus House.
Okay, and we do need donations, we need furniture, housing, supplies,
Yes.
and anything that anyone can do to help will
Okay, before we
certainly.
go, tell the people how they can get in contact with you guys, your website, your phone number, stuff like that.
Okay, you can reach me through my email, which is lotushouseservices@gmail, or you can call me at 559-558-3130.
She said that on the Mike Scott show. She like me. I don't like the email. Just call me direct.
Yeah.
One thing, if we have
Yes,
time, I would
yes.
love to say to your viewers, and that is, think about this. Because our society is so geared towards, oh, somebody just get out of prison,
Yes,
you know, it's you don't want anything to do with them. We have to change that attitude, because I'm going to ask you this. When somebody's coming out of prison, do you want them to move into your neighborhood wanting and giving them an opportunity to be a productive member of society?
Yes.
Or do you want to shun them and force them back into a situation of survival? That's what causes a lot of the recidivism rate of people going back to prison, is because we as a society in the free world don't want to put that loving hand out to somebody who's been in prison, because the view is negative.
That's right. Yes.
You know, and if they
That's
were a
different,
criminal
yes.
once, well, they're still going to remain. And that simply is not true.
I'm a living proof. Like I say, I don't believe in the term ex-convict. When I get out that prison, I get off parole, I'm not a convict anymore. I am a human being.
You have paid your debt to
Yes, I
society,
have.
move on.
Yes.
Let's move on.
But like I say, thank you ladies for coming on my show. And anytime you have anything that you need to promote and stuff like that, I'm here for you. Fresno hip hop scene, my company, Clean Cut Entertainment. And like I spoke to the lady earlier, you guys do some fundraiser. I have some comedians who can do clean comedy for you guys. I have
Right.
one in the house, Lonnie Pelly. He's a clean comic right there. And thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be right back.